7.4 million American workers just had their Social Security records rewritten in the last year, and if you were born before 1960, one specific line on your Social Security statement may not reflect what you're actually owed. Picture Carol Jennings, 68, sitting at her kitchen table in Columbus, Ohio, on a Tuesday morning. She pulls up her Social Security statement online the way she does every few months, mostly out of habit. But this time, something is different. A number she's looked at a dozen times before, one she assumed was locked in, has changed. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know if it's good news or a mistake, and she has no idea who to call. This could be sitting in your account right now, and you wouldn't know unless you looked. My name is Mason Parker. For over a decade, I have studied retirement benefits, senior tax programs, and the financial rules that affect seniors every single year. And today, I want to walk you through exactly what's changed, why your birth year matters more than you think, and which number on your statement you need to check this week. Not next month, this week. Before we get into it, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Social Security rules shift constantly, sometimes without a single headline to announce it, and this channel exists to translate those changes into plain English, so you're never caught off guard. Next week, I'm covering a topic a lot of you have been asking about. What happens to your Medicare premiums the year after a Social Security benefit increase? So make sure you're subscribed for that one too. Now, let's get into today's topic. Number 1, your full retirement age number. Here's the mini hook. This one number quietly determines whether you're leaving money on the table every single month, and it's different depending on the exact year you were born. If you were born in 1954 or earlier, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born in 1960 or later, it's 67. Everyone born between those years, 1955 through 1959 dies, falls somewhere in between, with the age creeping up by 2 months for each birth year. So someone born in 1957 has a full retirement age of 66 and 6 months. Someone born in 1959 has a full retirement age of 66 and 10 months. This isn't a guess or a rumor. It's published directly by the Social Security Administration, and it's the number your entire benefit calculation is built around. Here's why this matters if you were born before 1960 specifically. Your full retirement age is very likely 66 and some number of months, not 67. And if you don't know your exact number, you could be misjudging how much you gain by waiting or how much you're giving up by filing early. What to do? Log into your account at ssa.gov/myaccount and look for your full retirement age listed directly on your statement right next to your estimated benefit amounts. If you don't have an account set up yet, you can create one in about 10 minutes, or you can call the Social Security Administration directly at 1-800-772-1213 to have someone walk you through your statement over the phone. Let me tell you about a man I'll call Harold, a retired mechanic from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Harold assumed his full retirement age was 67, like a lot of people just assume these days, because that number gets thrown around so often in the news. But Harold was born in 1958. His actual full retirement age was 66 and 8 months. For nearly a year, he thought he was filing early when he actually wasn't, and it changed how he planned his retirement date entirely. I want you to do something right now while you're watching this. Pause the video, pull out your phone, and check your own birth year against your full retirement age. Don't trust what you remember hearing. Go look at the actual number on your own statement. Number 2, your earnings record. Here's the mini hook. A single missing year on this record can quietly shrink your monthly check for the rest of your life, and the Social Security Administration will not catch it for you. Your benefit amount is calculated using your highest 35 years of earnings. If even 1 year is missing, reported incorrectly, or shows 0 when it shouldn't, that error gets baked directly into your monthly benefit formula. And unlike a bank statement, nobody automatically flags this for you. What to do? On your Social Security statement, scroll down to the section labeled Earnings Record. Go through it year by year and compare it against your own W-2s or old tax returns if you have them. If you find a year that looks wrong, you have the right to request a correction, and the sooner you do it, the easier that correction tends to be, especially if it's a recent year. You can start that process by calling 1-800-772-1213 or visiting your local Social Security field office in person. Number 3, whether the recent WEP and GPO changes affect your benefit amount. Here's the mini hook. This is the one most seniors born before 1960 have never even heard of, and it could mean a higher monthly check that hasn't been applied yet. In January of 2025, the Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law, eliminating two provisions called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. These provisions used to reduce Social Security benefits for people who also received a pension from a job that didn't pay into Social Security, often teachers, firefighters, police officers, and certain federal employees. If that describes you or your spouse, this change may already be increasing your monthly benefit, and it may include a retroactive payment covering benefits going back to January of 2024. What to do? Check your Social Security statement or your monthly deposit for any recent changes. If you believe you were affected by WEP or GPO in the past and haven't seen an adjustment or heard from Social Security about it, call 1-800-77-21213 directly and ask specifically whether the Social Security Fairness Act applies to your record. Make sure Social Security also has your current mailing address and direct deposit information on file, since that's how any adjustment or notice will reach you. Number 4, the scam that's targeting this exact situation. Here's the mini hook. The more attention this topic gets, the more scammers try to cash in on it, and the calls are getting harder to spot. Here's how it typically works. Someone calls claiming to be from the Social Security Administration. They tell you there's a problem with your record. Maybe they say your full retirement age was miscalculated, or that you're owed a payment from the WEP and GPO changes we just talked about. Then they create urgency. They say you need to act today, or you'll lose the money, or your benefits will be suspended. Eventually, they ask you to confirm your Social Security number, your bank account information, or they ask you to pay a processing fee using a gift card or wire transfer. Here are the red flags. First, any call demanding immediate payment or personal information. Second, any call asking you to pay with gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency. No legitimate government agency asks for that. Third, any caller creating pressure or fear, telling you your benefits are about to be suspended or canceled. Fourth, caller ID that shows a number that looks official but isn't verified. And I want you to remember this line, because it applies every single time. The real Social Security Administration does not call you out of the blue to verify your account. You call them, they don't call you. If you ever get a call like this, hang up and call the Social Security Administration directly yourself at 1-800-77-21213 to check whether anything is actually happening on your record. If you believe you've been targeted by a scam, you can report it to the Social Security Administration's Office of the Inspector General at oig.ssa.gov or to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Let me tell you about Daniel, a retired postal worker from Reno, Nevada. Daniel got a call from someone claiming to be with Social Security, telling him his benefits were being paused because of a discrepancy tied to his birth year and the recent WEP changes. The caller sounded calm, professional, even patient. Daniel almost gave out his bank information right there on the phone. What stopped him was one thing. He remembered that Social Security had never called him first, not once, in all the years he'd been receiving benefits. He hung up, called the real number himself, and found out there was nothing wrong with his account at all. The call was fake from the start. I want to ask you something in the comments below. Have you ever gotten a call like this, one that sounded official, but something felt off? Tell me what happened, because I read every single comment on these videos, and it helps other viewers recognize the same pattern. And if you're finding this helpful so far, this is a good moment to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. There's a lot more coming on this channel that directly affects how much you keep of your own Social Security benefit. Number 5, your Medicare premium if you're on Social Security and Medicare together. Here's the mini hook. If your monthly benefit just changed because of anything we've discussed, there's a second number you need to check, and it's sitting quietly in a different part of your statement. For most people, the Medicare Part B premium is deducted automatically from your Social Security check before it ever reaches your bank account. If your benefit amount shifted, whether from the WEP and GPO changes, a correction to your earnings record, or simply the annual cost of living adjustment, your net deposit can shift too, even if nobody told you directly why. What to do? Compare your most recent deposit amount against the one from a few months ago. If something looks different and you can't immediately explain why, log into your account at ssa.gov/myaccount, where both your gross benefit and any deductions should be listed clearly. If the numbers still don't add up, call 1-800-77-21213 and ask them to walk through the deduction breakdown with you directly. Number 6, whether you're due a retroactive payment you haven't received yet. Here's the mini hook. Some seniors are sitting on a payment they've technically already earned, and it's simply stuck in processing. As we mentioned, the Social Security Fairness Act changes were made retroactive back to January of 2024. The Social Security Administration has processed millions of these adjustments already, but for cases involving more complex work histories, some are still being manually reviewed, and processing has continued well into this year. What to do? If you or your spouse had a pension from work not covered by Social Security and you have not seen either a monthly increase or a retroactive lump sum payment show up, don't assume you are automatically excluded. Call 1-800-77-21213 and ask specifically about the status of your Social Security Fairness Act adjustment. Keep a written note of the date you called and who you spoke with in case you need to follow up again later. Let's bring this all together because I want you walking away from this video with a clear list, not just a feeling that something might be wrong. Number 1, check your full retirement age on your statement at ssa.gov/myaccount. If you were born before 1960, it's very likely 66 and a specific number of months, not 67. Number 2, review your full earnings record year by year and request a correction if anything looks off. Number 3, if you or your spouse had a pension from work not covered by Social Security, find out whether the Social Security Fairness Act has already adjusted your benefit. Number 4, remember that Social Security will never call you first. You call them at 1-800-77-21213, and if something feels like a scam, report it at oig.ssa.gov or reportfraud.ftc.gov. Number 5, check your Medicare premium deduction against your last deposit if your benefit amount has recently changed. And number 6, if you believe you're owed a retroactive payment and haven't seen it yet, call and ask for a status update directly and write down who you spoke with. None of this requires a lawyer, and none of it requires paying anyone a fee. Every single thing I just listed is something you can check yourself for free using the number you already have or the account you already own. Here's the thing nobody tells you about Social Security. The system doesn't come looking for you, it waits. The record sits there, right or wrong, until somebody takes the time to open it and look. Nobody's going to call you to fix a mistake in your favor, but you can find it yourself today in about 10 minutes. If this video helped you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. These rules change quietly, and I want you to hear about it from me before you hear about it from a scammer. And before you go, share this with one person you know who receives Social Security, especially if they were born before 1960. A 5-second share could save them a mistake that cost them for years. I will see you in the next one. Claude is AI and can make